every country has its history. Part of it might not be so pleasant. Nigeria also has its own. The story of the Civil War might not be so pleasant, but it leaves so many stories and tourist sites that has become a place of historical reference to our great country, Nigeria. We're taking a trip to Abia State and we'll see the relics of the Civil War in Nigeria. Abia State in the southeastern part of Nigeria formed from the names Aba, Bende, Isi Kwato and Afiko, the major groups that made up the state when it was created on the 27th of August 1991 by the federal military government led by General Ibrahim Babangida. Though English is spoken in its 17 local government areas, Igbo is a traditional language of the over 2.8 million indigenes who pride themselves in entrepreneurial skills. The resources of the state vary from food crops to rubber plantations, to mention a few. These features, however, make it a venue for hideout, although military intelligence perceived this otherwise. The reason why the commanders who were asking for an independent state for Biafrans built a bunker in its capital, Umuahia. The building was the administrative headquarters all through the Civil War of 6th July 1967 to 15th January 1970 and is today called the Ojukwu Bunker.
It reminds us of the need to appreciate ourselves more, and then the need to put our resources into good and proper use, and then again to put into focus the different complexities that we have within this 400 and over different ethnic groups.
The lessons are further emphasized by the gallery of pictures arranged on the wall of where used to be the reception area. It begins with pictures of the leaders from both sides, that is, the Nigerian and Biafran sides. With other pictures, we capture some scenes from the war front. The plight of the people during the period.
You have even the innocent suffering now, and you have even the participants. You have even the participants at different points in time falling short of, the expectation of whoever is their leader.
And then after losses on both sides, the negotiations to end the war and the jubilation that followed. The purpose of the building lies further, an escape tunnel where the commanders used to spend most of the time at meetings and through which they flee if they sense incoming danger.
Leaders of thought will meet and discuss some important issues during the war.
What's this?
It's just the way water can now empty outside.
They're connected underground. On the surface, the building is split into two parts. The facility, which was built within 90 days, displays a high architectural intelligence, which obviously served its purpose.
So when they came to Maya, and the former premier of the then Eastern region donated that building, where there was need to construct a bunker to preserve, to kind of protect the leader of the Biafra. So it was because of the war.
So all these escape routes were constructed in the middle of the war?
In the middle of the war, 1968, between April to June. Ventilation shaft. You ask of how do we get air pass through this pipe. And also this is where prisoners of war were detained, the cell. See, during the war, women were soldiers.
I believe that.
Yeah, they were soldiers.
Okay.
Some of them handled machine guns, some of them were driving armored cars, and some of them were in the research and production unit where they fabricate, mines like that, those are Boniway and so on. So, and in fact, some of them even carried ammunition inside a pot of soup, just to be disguised as if they are refugees. When they go to the enemy camp, they now use those weapons against their enemies. So actually, the women played a vital role during the civil war. But all these pipes are air vents. Air passes through, it takes in air into the bunker. So then you can stay as long as you want to stay inside the bunker and then you won't suffocate. And why this is a escape route, this is where all the waste is a soccer way, where all the waste is empty there.
Is there any other thing you think?
But actually, there was no fence then, like you've seen now. It was bushy and the soldiers were stationed to cover fresh leaves on these areas so that an aircraft will not detect it. The enemy will not bomb the bunker, and it was not bombed throughout
At the open air part of the War Museum, the heavy machines and weapons used are on display for tourists and indigents at a feed.